Unit 4, Risk and Return, Lecture 4, Correlation and Diversification. We move now to correlation and its impact and influence on the diversification of a portfolio. In investments, correlation is a statistic that measures the strength of the relationship between the returns of two investments or assets. Correlation is measured using the correlation coefficient, whose values lie between -1 and +1. The correlation coefficient is denoted by the Greek symbol rho or the letter R. Now, looking at correlation, a value of 1 indicates that the securities are perfectly positively correlated, which means that their returns move in sync with one another and there are no diversification benefits. On the other hand, a correlation of -1 means that the securities are perfectly negatively correlated, which means that as the one goes up, the other one goes down by the exact same amount. And here, not only is diversification possible, but it is possible to create a risk-free portfolio, a perfect hedge as it were. A correlation coefficient value of between -1 and +1 means that diversification benefits are always possible, although the closer you get to -1, the better they are. Correlation and covariance are related to each other. If you take a look at the formula, you can calculate the covariance as long as you have the correlation and the standard deviations of your different assets, and vice versa. Now, when looking at covariance, it only tells you the direction of the movement. The correlation coefficient actually tells you the strength of that relationship. Now, the slide actually indicates how you can construct a risk-free portfolio if you have a correlation coefficient of -1. Actually, we're going to do an example in just a few slides' time on this. Using the information we've calculated on the example that we've been using, we've got our standard deviation for stock A, standard deviation for stock B, and the covariance between those. We actually find that the correlation coefficient for these two assets is -1. So it's perfectly negatively correlated. Here in this slide, we actually show you how to construct a risk-free portfolio. And if we look at the two shares, if you invest around 91% of your portfolio in stock A and the remaining 9% in stock B, you will actually end up with a portfolio with a risk of 0.